Hey everybody, welcome to the channel FACCI'S Cinema. And this is a very special Sunday morning, 10 a.m. live stream because I'm too lazy to edit videos. So, one of my boys, one of my patrons, one of my good friends, Andrew Stevens said, why don't you make a video talking about the anniversary of Halloween 4? And that got me thinking, there's a ton of anniversaries this year for the Halloween franchise. There's a ton. I mean, Halloween 45, the 45th anniversary of that iconic classic from 1978. I mean, I had to talk about that one, of course. Plus, we had the 35th anniversary of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, which is also the 35th anniversary of my life. So good for me making it as long as Halloween 4. And then we had the 25th anniversary, which is so hard to believe because honestly, for me, it really seems like yesterday. The 25th anniversary of Halloween H2O 20 years later. Well, obviously one of my personal favorites in the entire franchise. So I had to talk about that one a little bit. And also another one that seems very hard to believe. The 5th anniversary of Halloween 2018. 5 years ago, we were, getting hyped, getting pumped for the comeback of Michael Myers. The comeback, oh my gosh, the comeback of the Halloween King. And, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? All the buildup, all that excitement, it came, it went. Then Halloween Kills got delayed a little bit. The excitement came, and then it went. And then we had Halloween Ends. The excitement came back again, and then it went. And now we just sit here waiting for the next, Halloween news, TV show, new movie, a requel, a sequel, a reboot, whatever. I mean, you know what I mean? Whatever. We're just going to sit here and wait. But I wanted to jump on today for a little bit. No matter who shows up or not, wanted to get this up on the tube. My thoughts on the anniversaries of all these films and what they meant to me and the first time I've seen them. And just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And like I dropped the question in the chat. Let me know your favorite moments from each one of these 4 films that I'm going to talk about. I'll read them on here and, give you my thoughts as well. I'm a huge, obviously, Halloween guy. I mean, everybody knows that. Always been a Halloween guy pretty much my entire life. Obviously, I really do love Friday the 13th as well. Obviously, it's fucking Jason Voorhees. But Halloween has always been my go-to, always been my number one franchise. So I figured, why not, show some love, hop on real quick, and talk about these films. Well, first of all, obviously, Halloween 45 is coming up in California. Wish I could go. Obviously, costs a lot of money for me to fly from PA to California. And especially if I wanted to take the kids or the family, it's going to cost even more money. So that is just out of the question. But Halloween 78, it's a film, people could be the granddaddy of slasher films. I mean, I think that goes to Psycho. And then, you get the people that say this movie copied off of Black Christmas. Yes, it was inspired by Black Christmas. Of course it was. I mean, Black Christmas is a classic horror movie for sure. It's a movie a little bit slower burn. You don't get the crazy slasher kills like you do nowadays. But it definitely helped get that door open for Halloween to come through and just punch it open a little bit more. Before Friday the 13th obviously came along in 1980 and just busted that shit down. And then it was slasher after slasher after slasher. But Halloween 78, we got the iconic Michael Myers that's still around today, still in the pop culture, still one of the most recognizable horror killers that today. You may not have seen the movies, but you know who that is. Occasionally you get You get that Weisenheimer that's like, oh, that's Jason Voorhees. No, you're just being a dick. No, seriously. You know who the fuck that is. But no. Halloween 78 is almost, if not a perfect horror movie, in my opinion. You got an iconic slasher villain. You got a final girl. She's been taking, she gets a little, shit on from time to time, but Jamie Lee Curtis is the scream queen. I mean, that set of lungs, woo! No, but seriously, she's great. The acting, people want to talk about that. It's not that good. It's terrible. It's 1978. What do you expect? John Carpenter, a fresh college kid, at a college guy, gives us this movie on a $250,000 budget, and he delivers one of the most iconic horror movies, horror villains, horror score, horror franchises of all time. He did something right. He really did something right. The Akkad family continued to put these movies out, and the profits kept coming in. People wanted to see Myers, and unfortunately, after 1 and 2, it went away. Until Halloween 3 came out, it was not a success. Myers wasn't in the movie. So we had to go back with H4 to bring Michael back, and they delivered on that as well. So Halloween 78 just set the stage, pretty much set the stage for what was to come for the Halloween franchise and for horror in general. And I just think it is a very important movie in horror and slasher history, and it always will be. I know a lot of people think it's a little boring, it's a little slow, it's overrated, I've heard. They may be right. It may be overrated, but to me and to millions of other Halloween fans, it is not. It definitely changed our lives forever, and I am eternally grateful for Halloween. Some favorite moments from the original Halloween. The Michael stalking scenes are fantastic. We don't really get those as much today, so you got to appreciate them back then. He's in the shadows. He's there. He isn't there, like in Mr. Riddle's backyard. Was he behind the sheet? Was he not? Was Laurie just imagining that in her subconscious from seeing him earlier? We don't know. We may never know. But he's like the wind. He's like a ghost. He's a phantom. He's a shape. And I just love that aspect about Myers. You just don't know. Is he real? Is he supernatural? Is he human? Also, Dr. Loomis, played by the amazing Donald Pleasence. R.I.P. for sure, my good man. It's amazing. Donald Pleasence is amazing. He's a brilliant actor. He owned the role of Dr. Loomis. His speeches, probably the most iconic speech in the whole franchise, obviously. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face in the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. You just cannot get any more classic than that. And the score, John Carpenter's score in this movie is a beast, a character in its own. They tried to show this movie without the score, and it just didn't work. It didn't have the same effect. And then they put that iconic, I know I keep saying it, but it's true, iconic score in here, and it just changed the movie, and people just fell in love with Halloween 78. There's so many great moments in this movie. The final third act, the chase scene across the street. It's is he gonna get her? Is he gonna catch up to her? Is she gonna get in the door? Is Tommy gonna open the door for her? She doesn't have her keys, even though she put the keys in her pocket, and they're not there. Maybe they're not there because after the amazing shit she just went through at the other house, whenever Michael pops out in that blue light in the back, and he stabs her over the railing. He looks over in the chase, in the laundry room, in the kitchen trying to get out. So many iconic scenes in this movie. They get over to the Doyle house, and then the upstairs killed the boogeyman. You can't kill the boogeyman. He's right there up the top of the stairs. The closet, he's busted through the closet. There's just so many amazing scenes in this movie. It's just overrated. I totally disagree. It's a classic. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I don't give out a lot of 5 out of 5 at all. But Halloween 78 is a classic, and I love it very much. And I'm so glad that it gets to celebrate its 45th anniversary this year in California. Like I said, wish I could go, but out of the question. Let me stop and say hello to the chat real quick. Bubba Ho, what's up? Andrew Stevens, the inspiration behind this video. Huge supporter of me. I mean, he has always been behind me 100%. He's a great patron, a great channel member. You know, he goes out of his way to do things that he doesn't have to do. So thank you so much, Andrew, and everything that you do. Dropping super chats when you didn't have to. Always appreciate that so much. And you inspired this video, my good man. You inspired this video. He says, Halloween 78. Where'd it go? Lost it on me. It's Halloween 78. His favorite scene is Michael stalking Laurie. Halloween 4 is Brady and Michael battle at the top of the stairs and the rooftop scene. Halloween H2O, of course, Laurie versus Michael in the finale. And Halloween 18, Michael stalks the Strode family in the third act. You cannot go wrong with that stuff, my friend. We got Boogman. What's up, Lamontra, Gory Tiger, Aaron Click. Welcome, everybody who came and jumped on here right now. I know it's early in the morning. Sebastian, what's up, buddy? I know a lot of people ain't up right now. I kind of figured, but I wanted to get on here and get this made today for sure. I absolutely love Halloween 78. Like Aaron Click says, I don't understand how people think it's slow or boring. Every moment feels pretty important setup-wise. You are correct. You are damn correct, my good man. Which, like I was saying earlier, this movie, you know, people, after 1 and 2, people loved Myers. They wanted more of Myers. They didn't believe he was dead. And they were right. Because 35 years ago, we got Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Came out in 1988. Same year I came out of my mama. Of my mama. Damn, Andrew. You didn't got to do that again. Speaking of Andrew, my man, the inspiration for you, brother, a $10 super chat. You did not have to do that. I'm not worth the $10. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. It does mean a lot, buddy. It really does. Every super chat that I get is amazing. I don't deserve them like these other bigger channels, but I appreciate it. It goes back into the channel for sure. It helps me pay for StreamYard, helps me pay to upgrade, you know, my mic, because the last one I was having a lot of problems with my mic, and because of you, Andrew, I can do these things. And I can also do this for you.
Brother? I'm Paul. You must be Tommy.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
For you, Andrew. Brings me to Halloween 4, and this one was one for me that I watched a lot. It was obviously one of the ones pumped out on AMC Fear Fest. I constantly watched Halloween 4. I don't know why people don't like Halloween 4. I mean, I haven't really heard too many people that don't, but if you don't, I don't get it. It has the mood, it has the atmosphere. From the opening title credit scene, we don't even get the Halloween theme. We just get like the cool autumn breeze blowing. We get to see the farming equipment, the old school decorations. You don't get that in any other Halloween movie. None. Every other one is usually the pumpkin or in the iconic Halloween score in some rendition. Not this one. This one went totally different. And it's banger. It's one of the best openings in the franchise. Then it cuts to the ambulance going to, of course, a sanitarium because Ridgemont, because we got to transfer Michael Myers the day before Halloween, because that's what you do in these movies, because there's a written rule. You got to transfer a killer that kills people on Halloween on, day before Halloween. It makes sense. But they brought Michael back in a huge way. They got back to the basics. More of that little kind of stalking in the shadows, Myers. Yes, the mask is not, yes, it's not a banger. It's not people's most popular. I'm a huge fan of the Halloween 4 mask. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I like it so much, but I really, really do. If they would have went the bandage route, I think that would have been pretty cool as well, because it looked really good in the beginning at the garage when he killed the mechanic. It looked pretty creepy as hell, but I don't know if it would have been as iconic as Michael getting a mask that we know and love. Do we know and love the mask that he got? Not really. Did they advertise the Halloween 78 mask for the poster of this movie? Yes, they did. But realistically, how would he even have that mask? It burned in a fire. It burned in Halloween 2. There was really no way he was going to have that same mask. It didn't make sense. They probably weren't going to have that mask in the drugstore, where he got his mask from. So they had a replica, I guess. Not as good, but I really enjoy it. I know Andrew really enjoys the Halloween 4 mask. And I don't have a problem with it. Is it the best? Of course not. Of course not. It's never going to live up to the first one. And obviously Halloween 2 is the same mask as the first one. So it's never going to live up to either one of those masks. And I get it. But that's like a theme in this franchise. The masks, progressively get worse as this franchise goes along. But it was a damn good movie. It had more atmosphere than the first 2 movies put together. Honestly, probably has some of the most Halloween-y atmosphere of this whole franchise. It feels cold. We got a lot of fog in this movie. The blue cues that are in this movie are great. You got a lot of leaves. This one was filmed in Utah, so you are going to see some mountains in the background, which wouldn't be in Haddonfield, Illinois. Just like the palm trees that are in the original Halloween wouldn't be in Illinois. So we got to look past that stuff. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I know the nitpickers out there, it really probably gets to them because they're like, that's not Illinois. There's fucking mountains. Who cares? It was great. It added to the fall and Halloween atmosphere perfectly. A lot of the trick-or-treat scene at night is fantastic. The kids in the costumes, everybody trick-or-treating. That's what you want to see in a Halloween movie. You want to see trick-or-treating. You want to see costumes, decorations, leaves, cool, crisp autumn atmosphere. That's what you want to see. And I love it. Love it. Halloween 4 for me is top 5, 100%. Top 5. It rotates between, anywhere from 2 to 4. It never falls below there. It's just that good of a movie. And it is a lot of people's favorite Halloween movie. I believe Chris Snyder, it's his favorite one in the franchise. And I don't blame him for that. The kills are cool. Michael is brutal. He's on top of his game in this movie. George P. Wilbur is great. Rest in peace, my good man. I did a, remembrance watch-along stream to Halloween 4 when he passed away. I canceled whatever stream I was having that night to do that because I thought that was the right thing to do. This movie, changed my life, changed my love of horror. It's always one of my go-tos. It was on AMC Fear Fest / Monster Fest all the time. One of my most watched in the franchise. I just watched it last night again to prepare to talk about it now. It's so good. Halloween 4. I'm curious to see what do you guys praise Halloween 4 as much as others, or are you guys on the side of it's fine, it's a Halloween film? But let's see what you guys are thinking. Lamontre's Halloween 4, I'll say the kill scene in the ambulance, the thumb going through the paramedic's head, badass. Love it. Dr. Hoffman signs off, he gives him away, he says he's in your hands now, and then he fucking kills him 5 minutes later. It's raining. It went over the embankment. It probably got lost in the storm. Oh my god. How many bodies there are in the bus? I've seen bodies thrown 75 feet in the crash site. He was here. Now he's gone. And they're like, where are you going? Haddonfield. It's a 4-hour drive. You can reach me through the local police. I'm sure if you don't find him in 4 hours, I'm sure I will. Oh, you better fucking believe he will. Finds him about 20 minutes later at the gas station because Michael needed some new fucking clothes. Halloween 4, definitely the moment of fuck off, Wade. Good scene. That's like the theme of Drum Dums over there, man. Lee McCoy loves that guy. Aaron Click's favorite moment is the shot of Michael when Loomis is in the diner. Oh my gosh. Leave those people in peace, Michael. God damn you. Boom. Oh man, he's there. He's not there. I love it. I love it. I don't know. I might like the opening credits scene the best in H4. Oh, see, I told you. I told you guys. Favorite atmosphere, Sebastian agrees. My third favorite from H4 is the ending scene with Loomis pointing the gun at Jamie. I know. Look at the path that could have went on. However, you know, we liked it when Jamie was possibly going to be taking over as a killer. But it wasn't okay for Corey Cunningham and Halloween Ends to take. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go into Halloween Ends territory. I know it's a tough subject. I know it doesn't have a lot of fans. I'm a Halloween Ends guy. I always have been from the moment that I saw it. So I'm not gonna go into that little spiel. If you like it, cool. If you don't, that's fine too. Sebastian says he prefers Rob Zombie atmosphere. I don't, but that's because I don't like Rob Zombie's movies. Halloween 1 or 2, really. Halloween 1, I loved it when it first came out. And then after rewatches, I kind of like, I don't want. I'll just watch Halloween 78 for that. 6 bodies, Sheriff, between here and Ridgemont. A filling station in flames. I'm telling you, Michael Myers is in this town to kill that little girl and anyone that gets in his way. Boom. Another iconic speech from Loomis. Sheriff Meeker, one of the best sheriffs in the entire franchise, is in this movie. Is in Halloween 4. So, Halloween 4 is just amazing. If you're going to watch a Halloween movie and you want that mood and atmosphere, but don't want to watch the classic because you like to save that one for special occasions, I recommend jumping on Halloween 4, which is celebrating 35 years on this amazing planet. Dwight H. Little, you delivered a great film, my good man. Sure, he killed rednecks by hanging on the back of a truck somehow, speeding down the highway 60 miles an hour. That's fine. Good for him. He has superior arm strength. Love him getting shot down into the well at the end of the movie, even though the next movie kind of fucking, ruins that. But if they would have left it right there, if Halloween 4 would have been the end, like Dave McCrae said all the time on his channel, goes full circle. The evil starts with Michael as a 6-year-old child, goes through it, they try to kill him, they can't, they finally kill him at the end, but he passes the evil on to Jamie, and the cycle repeats itself again. And Loomis is just there, and he doesn't know what to do, because he's already gone through this once, and he doesn't want to do it again. So, that end is so powerful, when he's at the bottom of the steps trying to shoot Jamie, and, what if he would have just shot her ass right there? Blew her away. She fucking falls down the stairs, blood everywhere. The parents are like, no! Sheriff Meeker's like, Myers, you... Yeah, Myers, fuck that. Loomis, you fucking idiot! What the fuck are you doing? Oh, man, that'd have been fucking bonkers. Balls to the walls, baby. Rob Zombie would probably do that shit, but no, not this way. But it is good. Sebastian says, honestly, I didn't mind anyone else picking up the mask. I didn't hate Ends because of that, but because Corey died at the end. Yeah, I wish Corey would have lived. That would have been fucking amazing. Then they replay it over and over. I know. Slow motion shit. It's like shooting and deflecting off the knife or the scissors in her hand. And then just keep going, and Loomis in slow motion. Oh! I'm down for that, 100%. 100%. But Halloween 1, 45. Halloween 4, 35. Brings me to, move that out the way, Halloween H2O. Another personal favorite in the franchise for me. 1998, this movie came out, brought Michael back. 20 years after the first one, which this includes the second one, but that's the same night, so you get it. Halloween H2O, Now this is another one of those films. You either love it or hate it. The masks, yes, we get it. They use 4 different masks in this movie. We got the alien-looking one, we got the H6, we got the Stan Winston one, and we got the infamous CGI piece of dog shit. That you didn't even need to use because you could have just put the camera behind Michael and had it like glancing over his shoulder, and it would have got rid of the whole mask CGI debacle. But it's okay. It's okay. H2O is a classic. Like I said, it brought Michael back again. It brought Jamie Lee Curtis back to the franchise. Yes, I know she says she only did it to get a paycheck, but this version of Laurie Strode is fantastic. You know, she's an alcoholic. She tried to move on with her life. She traveled the whole way across the country to get away from any chance of Michael finding her. That seems legitimate. H18 Laurie's a little... Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But this seems like a legitimate thing that somebody would do trying to escape her past trauma. Get as far away from Cali as she can, as Illinois as she can. You know, leave Myers in the past. She believes him to be dead, but, you know, in the back of her mind, she still thinks that there's a possibility that he is going to come back, that he's going to reemerge and try to kill her again. And now that she has a son, she has somebody else to protect in John, played by the amazing Josh Hartnett, who is fantastic, by the way. I mean, a legacy sequel to H2O, but they'd have to retcon the ending again, which people do not like. I do not like. You didn't need to retcon that to make Halloween Resurrection. That was just to make some money. But at the time, Resurrection, I liked it because I was a kid. I didn't know any better. I just wanted more Myers. But now, fuck. Halloween H2O, the score in this movie, people hate it. They do not like the symphony score that we get in this movie. I love it. Absolutely love it. It is setting up for what's going to be an iconic showdown in the end, in the third act. You know, they're building it up with the symphony, the violins, we get all that, the strings. It works for me. It's building, it's crescendoing up until, you know, iconic battle between good versus evil for the last time, or what was supposed to be the last time. So I don't have a problem with the music in this at all. I really do. You know, you get the hate that it's a Scream ripoff, and I agree. It borrows heavily from Scream. And do you blame it? Scream 96 is another iconic slasher movie. It is one of the best horror movies ever, in my opinion. So why not borrow from something that was so good, so great, and try to make that into a Halloween movie? Yes, they were trying to make some money. I get it. Steve Miner was there to make some cash. But it's a good movie. Yes, you don't get the body count that you're wanting. You don't get the kills that are off screen and not gory. Halloween 78 wasn't about the gore either. It wasn't about the gore. The kills weren't the most graphic, you know? You get Annie's kill in the front of the car. You can't even see that well because it's all fogged up. Bob's kill is great, but you don't get any blood or guts. You just get him stabbed to the wall. What else we got in that movie? We get the truck driver early on, the gas station guy. We don't see it. You just see the aftermath. So I don't understand why people are like, you don't get to see the kills. They're cutaway kills. So what? Half the kills in the original Friday the 13th are cutaway kills. You know? I think they're trying to attract that audience. You know, those teenagers. Yes, it was rated R, but those teenagers, trying to get those attracted to this movie. You know, trying to get that 90210 party of 5, you know, fans to come and watch this movie. And I get it. They're trying to draw in from different fan bases to make more money. I get it. It makes sense. But this movie has the battle that people wanted. That Halloween Ends promised us. However, my argument with that is we don't really get that much of Michael versus Laurie. It doesn't last that long. Like, they make it seem like it's like, oh my God, it was like 35, 40 minutes. It really wasn't. The final battle wasn't that long. Like 15 minutes. It was like 5 minutes longer than Halloween Ends. I know. But it is what it is. People want what they want. People like what they like, and I respect it. I'm not here to bash you at all. It was hip, fun, scary. I remember that. It was on the fucking VHS. I think it's on my DVD case. Exactly, Sebastian. It was never about the kills. It was about mood and atmosphere. Yes, this Myers, portrayed by Chris Durand, which I do not hate. I don't hate it. I am not a Chris Durand hater. I appreciate him for what he brought to the role. I know Lee McCoy from Drum Doms calls him Cat Myers. I can understand that. I kind of get it. The one-arm pull-down, people are like, oh, that's so cheesy. I dug the hell out of that shit. So powerful. Stabs are right in the same spot like he did back in 78. The axe. The final act is banging. It really is. And these kids in this movie, we got Michelle Williams in here, Jodie Lynn O'Keefe. They got the creepy dude from Jumanji. The little boy who got trapped in the game. That was him. Who originally they were going to make him be the killer, copycat style, if you didn't know. That would have been very interesting. And then Myers does show up. And, oh my God. Halloween Ends is Halloween H2O. The original vision. It is. It is amazing. Charlie was going to be the killer. He was going to be copycat Myers, and Myers shows up. Corey's the copycat killer, and then Myers shows up. It clicks. Light bulbs. Fucking take that to the bank. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But that really was what they wanted to do. They didn't go that route. There was another route where Myers gets, killed with a helicopter. The blade cuts off his head. That was another direction they wanted to go for Halloween H2O. Very interesting. But 25 years later, and I still love this movie just as much as I did when I saw it when I was 10 years old. I was at my friend's house. His family owned a movie store. So, they had the bootleg copy of it on a VHS tape. And that's where I saw it for the first time. I remember we were trying to play chess and watching Halloween H2O, and I absolutely loved it. I remember the LL Cool J scene at the security stand. He goes off to shut off the car. Michael walks past him. Fucking amazing. So you're like, oh shit, is he gonna kill him? And then Michael's toying with him at that security stand. And you don't know when he's gonna kill him. You don't know when he's gonna strike. If he's gonna come through the door. It's just, I love it so much. I remember that as a kid, and huge Halloween guy ever since I was a little boy, watching Halloween 4 and 5 all the time. And then H2O came out, and I was old enough to be like, wow, I want to go see this in theaters, but my parents wouldn't take me, so I had to wait until Resurrection, unfortunately. But either way, I just couldn't. It was awesome. And Halloween H2O really delivered, for me personally, what I wanted in a Halloween movie. And I'm so glad that we got it. I'm so glad that Halloween H2O exists, that it brought Michael back again in another big way. And, people actually really liked it. And they really, really did enjoy Halloween H2O. Yeah, I agree, Sebastian. That's probably true. If it felt a little bit more Halloween-y and a little less California, I think it really would have bumped up another notch. I really do. And if they would have delivered on a good mask. I don't have anything against the Stan Winston mask. I'm trying to get mine rehauled by my boy James Grimm. So hopefully I will be able to get that done. He did rehaul me a 78, which I should be getting in the mail this week and doing an unboxing because I'm super excited to see what it looks like in person. But Halloween H2O is amazing. So Halloween 78, obviously I gave 5 out of 5. Halloween 4, I would give 4 stars, and H2O, I would give 4 stars as well, in my opinion. Love it or hate it, they all deliver something a little different to everybody. So if you don't like either one of those as much as I do, that's totally cool, and I respect what you guys like. There's people out there that love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I don't, but I'm glad that there's a fan base out there that does, so that we can continue to keep getting Halloween movies, which is the most important part. And I saw somebody say something about a Halloween TV series coming soon. I think that was just a made-up rumor. I don't think, since Blumhouse doesn't own the rights to that. But we're going to see. Sebastian actually prefers the Halloween Ends fight to Halloween H2O. Nice. Big positive for H2 for me is that ending. Best of the whole franchise. Damn. But yeah, Halloween H2O is another classic. I love it so much. Obviously, got the shirt. Oh, did a multiple live streams of watching H2O on this channel. Pretty much with Destiny every time because she loves this movie as well. And it's great. But that brings me to another sequel, a legacy sequel that brought Halloween back again. This time, 40 years later after the original. Halloween 2018. Now, the build-up for this one was amazing. 5 years ago, everybody was so hyped, so pumped. Bringing Michael back on the big scale, putting him back in the theaters, getting the iconic mask right. James Jude Courtney portraying Myers in this movie with the cameo from Nick Castle. I mean, we were hyped. Jamie Lee Curtis coming back, John Carpenter coming back to do the score. He's attached to it. David Gordon Green, though, we're kind of like, I don't know about that. He's a comedy guy. You know, Danny McBride, comedy guy. But Blumhouse, they put out cheap horror movies to make a quick buck. You know, it's a lot to be skeptical about. But they came out. They gave us this movie. You know, we get the sanitarium scene. Aaron's holding the mask up. Say something. Screams. Credits come on. Halloween. Iconic theme. Oh my fuck. You know, they're bringing the rotted pumpkin back to life. This movie, from the beginning, goosebumps, chill bumps, whatever you want to call them, all over these arms as I'm sitting in the theater. Big smile on my face like a little kid on Christmas. Yeah, and from then on, I was just hooked. I was hooked. Andy Matichak, amazing. This wasn't her best performance out of the three movies, but something about her as Allison I just loved. It helps that she's a very beautiful girl. I ain't gonna lie. Always loved that about her. I thought she was super cute. My kind of girl. Down home, down like next door neighbor vibes. Beautiful. Love it. Jamie Lee, is this the best portrayal? You know, not really. The fucking Sarah Connor Terminator style of Laurie Strode. It's fine. I dig it. I'm not gonna hate on it. She's, you know, a survivalist living on her own in her gated in like area in the woods, like outskirts of town. I get it. She's scared. She knows Michael's gonna come back. But in this movie, they're not related. They're not brother and sister. They're not, you know, no connection there at all. So he had no reason to seek. Again, I'm so excited. He had no reason to seek her out, except for Dr. Sartain. Wanted to get them together, and that's the twist that people do not like at all. He puts the mask on. He attempts to kill Sheriff Hawkins. We're just watching that like, what the fuck is going on right now? And is it the best twist, the best way to go about things? Probably not. I've grown to, you know, enjoy it for what it is. Halloween 2018, I give 4.5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely love it. It's, for a while I had this one at number 1 in the franchise, but that was just blasphemy. So it's probably number 2 for me. Either 2 or 3. You know, Myers' look in this movie is fantastic. The mask is amazing. James Jude Courtney's performance is fantastic. The music by by John Carpenter, his grandson Cody, Daniel Davies, amazing. Amazing. The score in and of itself makes this movie work for me. The final third act at Laurie's house, you know, and Michael's there, he's choking Laurie up against the door, she blows off his fingers, and then he comes in, and that shot that just pans up from the bottom to the top, you can't really get a full look of him because it's so dark, but you see he's missing some fingers, the blood's dripping out, the music that plays, so good. And then she goes on the hunt for him. Oh, the callbacks to the original 78 one. You know, he throws her over the balcony, looks down, she's gone. He's like, it works so well. Could we have used a little bit more Halloween atmosphere? I would say yes. But then again, the original 78 didn't have that much either, so just saying. That one track shot, you know, whenever he shows back up in town, he's walking down the alley, gets the hammer, when those little kids run into him. Sorry, Buster. Dude, music kicks in, kills You know, Mrs. Elrod looked like making a ham sandwich. Fucking love that. Goes past the baby. You're like, oh shit, is he gonna kill the baby? What's he gonna do? Walks out the front door. He's fucking back, baby. Halloween. Walking down the sidewalk to the next house. Kills that random lady. Because that's what Myers was. Myers was a random killing machine. He had no reason or rhyme of what he was doing. Absolutely loved the hell out of it. And Halloween 2018, you know, brought Halloween back. It made a lot of money. $250 million at the box office worldwide. The number one grossing slasher film of all time. No matter what you say about him, David Gordon Green delivered. He delivered. He gave us a trilogy. Whether you like it or hate it, he made a lot of money. He gave Halloween fans more Michael. And I was there for the ride, you know, in theaters opening day, each of the 3 movies. Different reactions coming out of each one for sure, but over time I've grown to love and appreciate every single one of these movies. Halloween 2018, I loved from the jump. Halloween Kills, I actually hated. Rewatched it a few times afterwards, grew to like it a lot. Halloween Ends, loved it immediately. Just something different, something unique that was brought to that movie. For sure. Let's see. I want to know I know, Aaron, the hype for Halloween 2018 was it was insane. It was out of this world. Every channel was covering it along the way. Every single step, every single news that dropped, you know, when it came out, every trailer reaction, instant movie reviews, full in-depth movie reviews, live streams, watch-alongs. It was a really big deal back in 2018, and I missed that. Before the world shut down, Halloween 2018 was killing that shit. Yep, Aaron says he could do without the gated house in the wood. Just leave it in the woods. Laurie was a bit too over-exaggerated in this movie, says Sebastian. No way you'd still be this traumatized. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that as well. But he also says DGG's trilogy was kind of overly hated. I agree. You know, that's kind of a negative going into the Exorcist trilogy that's going to be coming out. It's already hated on, and we don't even know what it's going to be. People are just going in negative right off the bat. This movie's going to be dog shit, blah, blah, blah. It very may well be. But you gotta go in you gotta go in with an open mind and just see what he does. If it sucks, it sucks. You always have the original to go back to. Just like this trilogy. If you hate it, that's fine. You always have the original run of movies to go back to. But this franchise is celebrating so many anniversaries because it is so well loved and appreciated. The Halloween fans keep coming back. They want more. And yes, Halloween Ends is over, and this is a year without a new Halloween movie coming out in October, which sucks. But it will be back, I'm sure. And it will be back, and it will have its fans, and it will be hated again. Holy shit, so early. Fuck, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to use that $10 from Andrew to go buy a coffee and some fucking breakfast. Jeez. But, you know, it's going to keep coming back. It's never going to go away. It's Halloween. It is an iconic horror franchise that I love with my heart. And through the bad ones, through the good ones, I don't care because it's still here, and it's still here for me to enjoy. So whether I like all of them or not, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter because you can go back and rewatch any of the ones you love along the way. They're always going to be there for you no matter what. So if there's some new Halloween movies that come out and you hate them, just go back and watch the classics because they're always going to be celebrated. They're always going to be celebrating some kind of anniversary. 45 years for the original Halloween. Another 5 years, we're talking 50th anniversary. And you could still go back and watch that movie and appreciate it for what it was and what it is. And it's still a blast to watch. Turn off all the lights, sit in your room, got your popcorn, you know, Halloween time outside, you're wrapped up in a blanket and a sweater. It's just amazing. And I appreciate Halloween 78 so much and John Carpenter for what he did and what he brought for this amazing franchise. I can't imagine he thought back in 1978 that he was making this rinky-dink, cheap, simple story horror movie, slasher flick, even though it's more psychological thriller based with some slasher elements, to what it is today. 45 years later, 13 movies, correct? We got 8, we got Rob Zombies. Yep, 13 movies in this franchise, still going strong. A fan base for each and every single one of them. You know, just can't. Thank you so much for giving us this amazing franchise. Whether you love it or hate it, it's still here and it is killing it. The merch is great. You keep getting new releases of Blu-rays and whatnot. We got Halloween 25th anniversary of H2O coming out. Steelbook, ordered it. Andrew Stevens, my man, got me a copy. Such an amazing guy. Can't thank him enough for that. Can't thank the amazing supporters that I have on the channel. You know, my live streams aren't as big as other channels, obviously. I'm not as big as them. And I don't get the views. I don't pull the huge super chats that they do. I don't get the $100, the $500, the $50s, the $20s. But I do get some, surprisingly, and I appreciate everybody that ever drops a super chat. Anybody that comes on here, hangs out in the chat, likes the video, comments afterwards, which is always huge. Anybody that leaves comments after, I really appreciate it because I don't get that many when I do live streams. But please, leave a comment after. That's cool. Sebastian says, Haddonfield Nightmare coming out this year? No, not this year. They're just doing the Indiegogo campaign this year. So if you're looking to support that, definitely go check it out on Indiegogo. The Last Nightmare, go check it out. The Haddonfield Nightmare came out, I think, either last year or the year before, from Braden Timmons. So go check out that. Go support fan films. James Grimm's going to be having a Halloween fan film coming out as well. Indiegogo is going to be coming out. Definitely support that. All these independent films, please, please, please support them for sure. Sebastian, I appreciate you staying here and hanging out, dropping comments in the chat. It means a lot, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Ben Grimm, you are a sexy son of a bitch. He says, best thing about Halloween Ends is it's the end of the Halloween movies for a while. I disagree. I never want them to go away because I'm a fucking sick asshole. No, but I love it. I do. Yeah, just always support Halloween. Anything you can do. You know, if you're a Halloween fan, support it the best you can. Aaron Click, I'm glad that you think overall the DGG trilogy is good, man. I really do. I'm glad to see some love for it. I didn't expect a lot of people to be here for this stream. Hopefully, if you're watching after the fact, please like the video. Let me know your favorite moments. Whether you want to do all the movies I talked about, Halloween 78, Halloween 4, H2O, or Halloween 2018. Or just pick a moment from one of them and let me know down below what your favorite is. Please subscribe if you're new for all this horror content. Live streams every week. You know, try to pump out pre-recorded the best I can. Also, join me tomorrow night where I have the amazing Sean Chandler from the YouTube channel. Sean Chandler Talks About. Very big YouTuber, very popular. Please, please, please come by tomorrow night. I'm very excited to interview him. He will be the biggest, guest I've ever had on this channel so far. So it'll mean a lot to me, whoever shows up. Really appreciate it very much. And we will see you guys tomorrow night. And also on Thursday night, Friday the 13th Part 5 watch along interactive style with my boy Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. Please come by, hang out. Let's have some beers, tally up the kills and the points. Let's do this. Andrew, thanks again for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Gonna use that to buy a coffee or a Monster Energy because I'm so fucking tired. Please come by. Really appreciate it. Love you guys very much. Support Halloween. Support me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good Sunday, everybody. Mwah.